what I'm going to do now is we're going to code that up in Python, and I'm going to link it back to that role play, okay? Because the role play by itself might be a bit, what was all that? You'll see how it might work when we tie it in with Python. So we're going to use the input function to represent asking the user the question. So input, open the brackets, so a lot like the print function as we've seen, open the quotation marks, and then the text that we want to display for the user goes in there. So we would say, enter your first name. So if we run this right now, so you can type in the word Maya, press enter, and then the program ends, okay? So that's kind of the first part of your role there, Luna. Do you remember the very first time when you did it, you asked Bhavna her name, she wrote the name for you, and then when we got to Jennifer at the end, she didn't have enough information to generate the certificate, right? So at the end, do you remember what were all the steps that you had to do after the user gave you their name?
I had to put it in the folder that said first name.
Excellent, right? So she had to put it into a folder that said first name, okay? So the way that we do that in Python, we've learned about the input, which allows you to type information. So in order to represent that in Python, to represent taking the information and putting it into an envelope, we're going to go back to here. We're going to go in front of the input function, and we're going to put in an equal sign. Okay, the equal sign in Python means take whatever's on the right-hand side and put it into a variable on the left-hand side. Okay, so you're always going to find a variable on the left-hand side of the equal sign. Okay, we don't have one at the moment, but we know that the user's going to type in something, we're going to put it into a variable. Every variable needs to have a name. And what was the name of your variable, Luna?
First name.
First name, okay? Now there's a couple of rules that we have for names in Python. They have to be one word, they can't start with a number, they can't have special symbols in it, okay? But the word first name, if we put it in one word, is a perfect name for a variable, okay? So all we're going to do is on the left-hand side of the equal sign, we're just going to write first name. Okay, just like that. Okay, good. That's the first line. Luna, did you do anything else aside from get Bhavna to give you her name and a piece of paper and put it in an envelope?
No.
That was it, wasn't it? So this line here is Luna, right there. This represents Luna, okay? All right, let's go to Ariane, okay? Ariane, what did you do? What was your role?
I asked for the surname.
You asked for the surname. Okay, excellent. So let's do that. So we're going to use the input function to ask for the name. So enter your surname. Like this, okay? And then what did you do after that, Ariane?
I then created a folder
Yes?
to put my variable in,
Yes.
and I labelled that surname.
Surname, excellent. So how do you think we can do that in Python? We've got the input, we're going to put an equal sign in front of it, and then we're going to put the name of the envelope, okay? Just like that, okay? So I know we read this from left to right, but Python, whenever it sees an equal sign, it does the right-hand side first. That's why we typed it in the other way. But once you get used to it, you can also just type the variable name first as well. Okay? Ariane, did you do anything beyond that?
No.
That was it,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Okay, so that's you, Ariane, right there. Okay? That's the Python version of you. All right, so then we finally get to you, Jennifer. And what was your role? Do you remember?
To take that information and create the certificate with the information that was given to me.
Excellent. All right, let's just break that down one little piece at a time, okay? So Jennifer's line was to say, this award is presented to, and then whatever was in the surname, and then a comma, and then the first name, yeah? So let's just do that first part. Okay, so we're going to go print, okay, that's the function. Print, open the brackets, we're going to say, this award is presented to, okay, so after this quotation mark, we're going to put a little plus, okay? So we're going to join whatever comes afterwards to it. What do you think will come after here? So Jennifer took whatever was inside the surname folder first, didn't she? So how do we look at what's inside the surname folder? Well, we just use the name of that variable. Okay, so the name of that variable was surname. So in here, we type the word surname, but we do not put quotes around it. Okay, like this. And then, Jennifer, do you remember what came after surname?
A comma.
A comma, okay. So we're going to use the plus symbol again to join a comma, but we can't just put a comma there. Anything that you want to display as it is needs to be surrounded by quotes, okay? We don't want to display surname, right? So we don't put it around quotes. We want to display what's inside it, but here we want to display comma, so we put it in quotes like this. And then we're going to join it one last time to the first name, plus, one more time, and then type in first name, okay? So notice the variables don't have quotes around it. That's how Python knows it's a variable. The variable is not on the left-hand side, which means it's going to look inside it and pull out whatever it finds in there. Here, the variables on the left-hand side, the equals, means information is going into the variable, okay? So if we run this now, right, first name, let's do what it was, Maya, Jack, okay? This award is presented to Jack, comma, Maya. So that's how you can write a program to take information from the user, put it into variables, and then those variables or those folders get used in the final line.